out a little bit.
It was.
Holy cow. I'll send you K. get you on here. On the Eagle is being brought to you tonight by members of the Keep Your Rank Sportscasters Club. All right, go!
Thank you very much, Jimmy, and welcome out from O'Neill High School's area as we are about 6.5 minutes away from tip-off between the O'Neill Eagles and the West Holt Huskies in girls action, or so we think. We're about 6 minutes and 30 seconds away. It is Parents' Night here in O'Neill, and we did see some of the parents gathering down by the scorer's table. I was under the assumption they were actually going to do that between games, and so if they decide to do it before this girls' game, we may have the longest pregame on our Dr. Pepper pregame of the season. Joel Steinhauser, interesting matchup between two longtime rivals, and the West Holt Husky girls come in with a very impressive 11-4 record.
They've really gotten off to a nice start, Gary. I believe, like you said, 11-4. So really have played well here so far through the year, and I think we got a good one on hand tonight.
West Holt's girls have actually won 5 of their last 6, going back to the 3rd of January. A win over Ewing, then a win over the OC Cyclones, then Elkhorn Valley, a 42-40 setback to North Central on the 12th of January. But since then, wins over Boyd County and Plainview. The Neely Oakdale game the Huskies were scheduled to play on Tuesday night has been rescheduled for the 6th of February. And for the O'Neill Eagle girls, bit of a seesaw season for the Eagles, but O'Neill above 500 with a mark of 9-7 on the year. And for the Lady Eagles, since the new year, O'Neill started the new year with a couple of tough losses on back-to-back nights of Friday and Saturday. The 6th and 7th of January, a 42-41 loss at Boone Central in overtime. And then the next night, 42-39 loss to EPPJ. Since then, the Eagles have won 4 in a row, defeating Ainsworth, Creighton, Wagner, and most recently, Neely Oakdale. And, the Eagles have won 4 in a row, then lost their last 2, losing to Guardian Angel Central Catholic, and then on Monday night, losing to Wayne. That Wayne game was rescheduled. It was originally a game that was to be played back in December, but that's when the extremely cold weather hit, and they moved that one to the 23rd of January. So the Eagles trying to break a 2-game skid, and the Huskies trying to continue their winning ways as they have won their last 2. Still about 4 minutes away as we will continue in a few moments on the Dr. Pepper pregame, but for now, let's take a break and then come back to O'Neill High School. Welcome back to O'Neill High School's area, where we are about 1 minute away from tip-off between the 11-4 West Holt Husky girls and the 9-7 O'Neill Eagles. Time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Specialties and More of Lynch. Give them a call today for all your custom screen printing needs. Let's start with visiting West Holt. Coach Mike Pardun will send out Carly Wetzel, a 6'1 sophomore, Bailey Krause, a 5'7 junior, Janae Osborne, a 5'9 junior, Sierra Shaw, a 5'7 senior, and Megan Bilstein, a 5'8 senior. The Huskies are coached by Mike Pardun, assisted by Randy Bilstein, Greg Dostal, and Laura Olson. Now for the home team, the O'Neill Eagles. Coach Brock Eichelberger will send out Samantha Eichelberger. She's a 5'2 junior. Allison Becker, a 5'9 senior. Kaylee Miles, a 5'5 senior. Michaela Pardun, a 5'5 senior. And Peyton Burkle, a 5'6 junior. Head coach for the Eagles is Brock Eichelberger. He's assisted by Chuck Price and Monty Grosteklas. And now the public address announcer, Dave Martinez, is introducing the West Holt Huskies to this crowd. And this gym, if past history is any indication, this gym will really fill up as the night goes on. And some other things going on as well here, including Teammates Night here at O'Neill High School. Also, we're glad to bring you, as we said, bring you along on 1350 AM The Rock, and also glad to have you aboard on video at Eagle Eye Broadcasting. Mike Peterson just to our left, running the camera and the technology. I'm Gary Hosser with Joel Steinhauser. As the Lady Huskies have been introduced, they have the road blue uniforms on with the yellow numerals. Now the Eagles in the home white with the blue and black trim. And the Eagles last year at West Holt saw Bailey Krause really have a great night. She shot the ball so well over there in Atkinson, and the West Holt Huskies defeated the O'Neill Eagles. These two teams were in the same holiday tournament at Stanton, but they did not play in that tourney. We're going to get our national anthem, so we'll take a quick break. Back with basketball after these messages. Welcome back to O'Neill High School as the O'Neill High School pep band blares out Illinois Loyalty. That's the O'Neill School fight song. West Holt Husky girls take the court, and O'Neill still huddled up with Coach Brock Eichelberger. Now they break that, and the officials take the court as well. Barry DeKay, also Andrew Carlson and Brian Suley. And with the play-by-play of this girls contest, here's Joel Steinhauser.
Thank you very much, Gary, as we're just about ready to get underway here. Looks like we will have Wetzel for the West Holt Huskies going up against Peyton Burkle here for the O'Neill Eagles.
And Wetzel was the Stadium Sports female top dog athlete of the week, named last night on the Dog Pound Sports Show.
I saw that. She had a heck of a game the other night. So I think both these teams are ready to go, and so are we. Early tip controlled there by West Holt. Up to Shaw. Swings it back up top here. This is Osborne with it now.
And Eagles in a 3-2 zone, generally designed to stop three-point shooters.
That's right. Haven't seen a lot of 3-2 this year here, Gary. Swing it around to Bilstein, back to Wetzel underneath. Nice shot by her from the corner, and on the board early is West Holt with a 2-0 lead.
She's really developed a nice touch around the basket and showed her ability to score off the dribble.
A little bit of a press look here from the Lady Huskies, but O'Neill's able to break it, but out of bounds. Stepped on the line does Markayla Pardun, and first turnover of the night there for the Eagles.
It is Parents' Night here in O'Neill, and you have Markayla Pardun, starting guard for the Eagles. Her father is the West Holt girls coach, Mike Pardun.
That's an interesting situation there. Here's Bilstein with it now for the Huskies. Up to Shaw, still in a 3-2 are the Eagles. Back to Bilstein. She looks at a 3. Nothing but net there for Bilstein, so hot shooting start here for West Holt.
West Holt jumps out in front 5-0, 2 of 2 on field goal attempts.
Same press look here from the Huskies. O'Neill's able to break it. Eichelberger with it now in the front court for the Lady Eagles. Now guarded closely. Swings it back to Pardun. Back to Eichelberger. Back up to the top of the key. Looks to set up the offense here. 2-3 look here from the Huskies. Pardun now with it. Dribbles to the corner. Underneath, that is Becker. Swings it back out to Miles. 15-footer. That one's good.
We have not had a miss yet on field goal attempts. Collectively, these teams are 3 of 3, and it's 5-2 West Holt.
That's a great shooting start here, Gary. Back with it are the Huskies. This is Osborne to Shaw. Out of Bilstein, thought about another 3, decides against it. Swings it back up to Shaw. Shaw now with it to Wetzel in the corner. She has a 3, a little long there, but off the Eagles. That's going to stay here. So lucky break there for West Holt as the ball went off for Kaylee Miles. They'll inbound it underneath their own basket.
We see that a lot on 3-point misses. They're a little bit more difficult to rebound.
That's a tough one to corral there. Now underneath the Bilstein, left-handed shot. No, Wetzel's right there, up and in. Right place, right time for Carly Wetzel. That's 4 for her early. Inbounded now to Eichelberger. Looks to break this press to Miles.
And Wetzel grabbed the game's first rebound.
And there's a steal for Wetzel. She'll bring it. She's bumped. Shot up and no good, but she will be going to the line for 2 free throws here, Gary. Nice hot start there for Carly Wetzel.
Yes, she's picking up where she left off last week, a 20-point effort against Boyd County. The foul went on Eichelberger, and that's the first on anyone in this ball game. O'Neill with 2 turnovers already, and West Holt with none.
Yeah, that press of West Holt is going to have to be broken a little bit better here by O'Neill if they hope to stay in it, but they do get the miss there on the free throw by Wetzel. Second one's up. Also no good, and it's rebounded by Burkle. Burkle to Eichelberger. Not too much pressure there. She's able to bring it up. Gets to the top of the key and looks to set up the offense. 2-3 again here for West Holt. Swings it in there. That shot is up and good by Allison Becker, so nice shooting start as well for O'Neill.
Right, 2 of 2. The difference is the 2 Eagle turnovers.
That's exactly right. Now quickly back Bilstein. She's fouled on a 3. She's not afraid to shoot that from the outside, Gary, and she draws a contact there.
Looks like Kaylee Miles whistled for that infraction, and West Holt to the free throw line to shoot 3 this time. That was the first foul on Miles. Bilstein actually plays summer softball here in O'Neill, or she did this past summer.
A lefty as well, as this one's up and in, so.
And her father, Randy, one of the West Holt assistant girls coaches.
So 1 of 1 at the line so far is Megan Bilstein. Her second attempt, also good.
Nice, soft touch, very confident-looking free throw shooter. And as we so oftentimes see, when a free throw shooter's making, they stay right on that line, and that's what she's doing.
That's exactly right. Now the third attempt.
Would have been a lane violation on the Eagles had she missed. They'd have gave her another chance because Miles stepped in early.
And now as the Eagles come up the floor, Kaylee Miles is fouled by Sierra Shaw on the press there, so Eagle ball here at half court. 10-4 early on here, 5:24 left in the first quarter. West Holt leading O'Neill.
And with this West Holt zone, it looks like the Eagles will have to rely on some three-point shooting. They have 2 good three-point shooters on the wing in Miles and Pardun.
Now Eichelberger will take a 3 from the top of the key. This one's no good. Good effort there on the rebound, and Pardun comes out of there with it. Eichelberger back to Pardun. She'll take a 3. This one's good. Markayla Pardun. Good ball movement there to get that look.
She's been about a 30% three-point shooter on the season.
West Holt now quickly back with it. This is Kraus juggling against the line. Somehow doesn't step out. Gets it to Shaw, but now the ball is turned over. And Pardun comes out of there with it for the O'Neill Lady Eagles.
That was West Holt's first turnover.
She pushes it up. Now Pardun in the same spot where she just hit a 3 from. Swings it to Burkle on the baseline. She drives. Nice move there by Burkle, up and in. That's her first 2 of the night.
And O'Neill is 3 of 3 on 2-point attempts in this ball game, and now back within a point are the Eagles.
Yeah, pretty good shooting start then for them. Still in the 3-2 is O'Neill. Nice pass underneath there. That's up and good. That was Bailey Krause for the West Holt Huskies.
Yeah, great look by Krause there inside.
O'Neill now with it again.
So I believe that was actually Osborne that got the basket on a pass from Krause.
Yep, you're exactly right. Underneath now to Burkle is O'Neill. She muscles in there, up, no good. Gets her own rebound, and this time she is fouled. So good effort underneath there. We've seen her do that a lot this year, Gary. Battling underneath, gets her own board, and gets fouled, goes to the line for 2.
Yeah, Peyton Burkle, the leading scorer and rebounder on the season for the Eagles. O'Neill plays a lot of players, so some of the numbers don't look all that gaudy, but Burkle averaging 11.3 points and 4.3 rebounds. That leads the Eagles in both categories.
First free throw for Burkle is off the back of the iron, no good. Substitute in here for West Holt is number 12, Caitlin Butterfield, a 5'6" junior. Burkle now at the line for her second attempt.
I've only seen West Holt play a couple times on this season to this point, but I think Butterfield has been a part-time starter.
This one's also no good as Wetzel comes out of there with the rebound. Quickly pushed up here by West Holt. There's a bad errant pass from Butterfield, and it's over and back on West Holt, so another turnover there for the Huskies.
Second for the Huskies, but good work by Krause to just run and get that one, because the longer she would let that ball roll toward the O'Neill end, that would mean the Eagles would get to inbound closer to their own goal.
That's right. You just kind of take that one and move on. O'Neill now with it, and that ball is stolen away there by Osborne. She pushes to the rack. Right-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Becker. Now quickly the other way, but she throws it out of bounds. So another turnover there on the Eagles, and it will be West Holt ball, holding a 12-9 lead with 3:37 left here in the first.
Fourth O'Neill turnover, Osborne. Easy to see why she's so good at the horizontal jumps and track. Yes. We saw her speed there. Excellent long jump and triple jump athlete.
That's right. She is a very good track athlete, as was her older brother, if I remember correctly. So,
traveling violation on the Huskies will give it back to the Eagles. That's West Holt's third turnover. 12-9, the Huskies have the lead here with 3:30 left first quarter.
O'Neill looks to break the press again. This is Eichelberger. Over to Miles. Pump fakes, now dribbles around to the baseline. Looks underneath the Burkle, not there. Back up top to Becker. Becker, skip pass over to Pardun. She drives. She draws a contact, almost gets it to go. She was not, but a good aggressive drive there by Pardun to draw the contact.
She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Again, glad to have you on 1350 AM The Rock, and also on the O'Neill High School student broadcasting website, Eagle Eye Broadcasting. So many of you probably watching and listening.
First free throw attempt of the night there by Pardun is up and good. So she has 4 now early. She had a 3 earlier on in the game.
And we see this gym continue to fill up. It'll probably be close to capacity before this night is through.
I think you're probably right. Second free throw also good for Pardun. So that draws the Eagles within 1. 12-11 West Holt lead.
O'Neill has not led in this ball game.
Huskies bring it up. Wetzel with it out front. Looks. Now she swings it on the corner. Now to the corner. There's a drive. This shot is up and good. That was Bailey Krause with 2 for West Holt.
West Holt red hot. 4 of 6 on 2-point attempts.
Yeah, they've been really off to a hot shooting start here. O'Neill breaks the press again. Burkle is wide open underneath. Pass just a little too tall, but they're able to save it. Back up to Pardun. She's going to take a long 3. This one's no good. Rebounded underneath by Becker, and she's fouled. So O'Neill really hitting the offensive boards here early, Gary, and getting to the free throw line.
Burkle did that once, and now we see Becker. The old adage held true. The long shot, if it's a miss, they get the long rebound, and that's what the Eagles did during that scenario. Becker, high arching free throw is good. She gets about as much arch on her free throw shots as anybody I've seen this year. And a whole bunch of Eagles coming in. Morrow and Emily Morrow, Claire Morrow, Gabby Scott, and Aurora Gutschall all in. So the only starter still out there for O'Neill is Becker. And O'Neill will play about 10 or 11 players in the regular rotation.
This one's up and no good. So there will be another sub here as Creasel will come in for her first action of the night for the Eagles.
Good seal off there by Wetzel as that ball was heading out of bounds. She didn't think she could actually grab it, and she would have been in a bad spot if she did, so she just sealed the O'Neill player off and let it go out of bounds.
West Holt now with it. This is Kraus in the corner to Butterfield. Back to Kraus to Wetzel at the free throw line. She drives, going to get her for a travel there. So turnover on West Holt. O'Neill will take over. 14-12 still. West Holt in the lead.
Turnovers even now at 4 apiece.
Claire Morrow now to inbound. This is Gabby Scott. Little man-to-man pressure. Back to Morrow. She's able to easily get across the timeline here. Man-to-man now for the West Holt Huskies. Morrow still with it. She finds a wide open Getchell. Thought about the three, decides not to take it. This one's underneath to Emily Morrow. Back up to Claire Morrow to Scott on the corner. She drives baseline, nothing there. Swings it back up top to Getchell. She's guarded closely by Kraus. Now Scott will set up the offense. Swings it on the wing over to Getchell. Finds a cutting Claire Morrow. She's left-handed shot is up, no good, but she's fouled, so 2 more free throws here for the Eagles.
Good coaching move by Mike Pardun of West Holt. He went to the man-to-man right when the Eagles subbed in 4 and now 5 new players with Creasel's entry into the game. The Eagles, though, in their first half-court possession, seemed to adjust and handle that pretty well.
That was the 7th free throw attempt for the Eagles here early on. They're 4 of 7, so Claire Morrow gets her first points of the night, the sophomore, and she's 1 of 1 from the line.
Yes, the Eagles would really like to see her get going at the free throw line, just 32% from the stripe on the season.
This one is off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded in there by West Holt. That was Peyton Randolph now into the game. Underneath look, tipped, and there's another turnover. Scott comes out of there with it for the Eagles. She looks to push, swings up to Claire Morrow. Out the three-point line, she gets it underneath to her sister, Emily. This one is up and good. Nice look underneath and a good finish there by Emily Morrow.
And I have O'Neill 4 of 5 on 2-point field goal attempts in this ball game.
This is Bria Hostert now in there for the West Holt Huskies as she swings it back up to Kraus. Kraus to Wetzel at the free throw line. She swings it in the corner. This is Randolph. Randolph back up top to Kraus now. Finds Wetzel in the deep corner. That's a tough shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Creasel. It's a fight for the ball, and O'Neill does come out of there with it, and we're going to have a timeout here by Coach Eichelberger. So we'll take a break. 1:07 left here. 15-14 West Holt.
The O'Neill Eagle girls have their first lead of the ball game, leading 15-14 here with 1:07 left first quarter. O'Neill ready to inbound, and here's Joel Steinhauser.
Thank you, Gary. Getchell to inbound. She gets it in there to Scott as she's guarded by Kraus. She's able to break the pressure as she pushes it, and she dishes it off to Emily Morrow. 10-footer, rolls around, no good. Rebounded by Creasel. Yeah, she drug her foot there and called for the travel. Good rebound, but just unable to catch her balance, so a turnover there on the Eagles.
5th of on O'Neill in this first quarter. It's been a very competitive first quarter.
It's been a really good game so far. This is Osborne in the corner, back to Kraus. Kraus dribbles through some traffic underneath the Wetzel. She's unable to handle it. Turnover quickly up the floor for O'Neill is Getchell. She's going to the rack. Nice hesitation by her as she goes up and gets it too. So O'Neill now pulls 3 points ahead, 17-14, just about 30 seconds left.
West Holt had 7-2 at one point early in the ball game. Now it's the Eagles by 3.
Nice pass there underneath. That's Osborne. They're going to call a foul. 2 shots here for Osborne as she had good position underneath and a nice pass to get her to the free throw line.
And a very good catch by Osborne. We've seen her do that a couple of times tonight, and this is a place where Mike Pardun would like to see the Huskies get a little more often. So far it's been O'Neill shooting most of the free throws.
You're exactly right. This one is up and good for Janae Osborne, the 5'9" junior for West Holt, and she is now 1 of 1 from the free throw line.
Both of these teams have a number of underclassmen, so this could be a very good game again a year from now.
Second free throw also good for Osborne. Pulls the Huskies within 1, just under 20 seconds left here.
O'Neill would like to play for 1.
Scott
West Holt back in a zone, looks like a 1-3-1.
I think you're right. That ball's tipped, nearly stolen on the ground. I think we're going to need a jump ball here. Possession to O'Neill, so they'll retain it, and like you said, probably looking for just 1 shot here, so they'll hope for a little bit of a better set with 9.7 left here. Claire Morrow will inbound. She gets a call from Coach Eichelberger. Looking. She finds a wide open Creasel. Free throw line jumper off the back of the iron. Rebounded by herself. She's able to come out of there with it. She's unable to do much of it. Didn't know how much time was left. Had to throw it up. So that's the end of the first quarter. A competitive first quarter and pretty high scoring as O'Neill will take a 17-16 lead into this break. We'll be back after these messages.
Welcome back to O'Neill High School, where we start the second quarter. Pinnacle Bank score, O'Neill 17, West Holt's girls 16. Here's Joel.
Kraus with it. She finds Bilstein looking for another three. That was one of the strangest shots I've seen go in. It hit the back of the iron and just deadened there as she's able to get it to go and put the Huskies ahead by 2.
Joel, when I saw that hit the back of the rim, I was writing it down as a miss, but I heard you say it went. West Holt 2 of 2 behind the arc.
A strange shot as Bilstein hits her second 3. Now quickly ahead is O'Neill, and Burkle is able to get that one to go. So another 2 for Peyton Burkle. She has 4 on the night. Quickly up with it is West Holt. Kraus up top. Eagles back into that 3-2 look, excuse me.
And a 19-19 tie.
Wetzel with it. She looks to drive to the corner. Unable to find much there. Underneath the Kraus. She's covered by a host of Eagles. She's able to get it up top to Randolph. Randolph drives through some traffic. Tough shot. Just rolls off the front of the rim. Rebounded underneath there by Becker. Becker gets it up quickly to Eichelberger. She pushes it up to Pardun. She settles on a 16-footer. Nearly banks it in. Offensive rebound. Peyton Burkle. She's blocked by Wetzel. She gets it back up top to Eichelberger, who will look to reset. She gets to Pardun. She finds a driving lane. High arching shot that she gets to go. Michaela Pardun.
Teardrop.
That was a great shot by her. So 2-point lead now for the Eagles.
And the Eagles 7 of 13 on 2-point attempts.
It's a great shooting start for them. Kraus now with it. Finds Bilstein. Looks at another 3. Decides not to. Swings it to Randolph. Randolph now to Kraus. She swings it backside to Wetzel. She hasn't got much going since early in the first here. And she gets it to Osborne. Osborne finds an open Kraus for 3. Nearly banks it in. No good. Rebounded by Eichelberger there for the Eagles.
I have that as West Holt's first miss behind the arc tonight.
Eichelberger now controls for the Eagles. She's looking. Finds Pardun. Back to Eichelberger. Patience here for the Eagles. She swings it to Kaylee Miles. The original 5 starters are back as another line shift there for the Eagles. Now Eichelberger finds an open 3. Rims out, no good. Rebounded by Wetzel. Wetzel gets it ahead to Kraus. Kraus pushes to Randolph. She's guarded there by Eichelberger. Finds Kraus back up top. Finds Bilstein. Nice pass underneath there to Wetzel. Kind of an off-balance shot. Nearly gets it to go. Out of bounds. They're going to say Eagle ball.
Really good body control there by Wetzel.
Yeah, that was a tough shot to even get up on the rim, and she nearly got it to go.
West Holt's girls 4 of 9 on 2-point attempts and 2 of 3 behind the arc.
O'Neill now breaks the press. This is Miles. Miles, she drives, finds Burkle at the free throw line. She drives, finds Pardun for an open 3. This one is good. Excuse me, the foot was on the line, so just a 2. Just a 2 there for Pardun. She now has 9 points, I believe, early on here, so great start for her.
And usually Pardun would shoot a 3 from that part of the floor, but Barry DeKay, the official, right on top of it.
So just shy of double digits is Michaela Pardun. West Holt swings the ball, finds Wetzel. Good move by her. Not sure. They're going to get Osborne then with an over the back. I think she's trying to pass it to her, but a good position by Pardun to draw the foul.
Barry DeKay, one of our officials tonight, lives on a farm near Verdell. He may have been wondering yesterday at this time if he could even make this game. About 20 inches fell in that part of the state. And there's timeout on the court. We will take timeout too. 5:08 left second quarter. Pinnacle Bank score. O'Neill's girls 23 and West Holt 19. Back after this quick break. Set to inbound, and here's Joel.
Pardun inbound. The Eagles have done a nice job of handling this press since early in the first quarter. This is now Miles. She picks up her dribble, nowhere to go, finds Eichelberger. She gets it across to Pardun. Guarded by Wetzel. Swings it back to Eichelberger at the top of the key. Back to Pardun, that's where she's hit a couple shots. She decides to pass here, finds, sorry about that, that was Miles. Now she gets out to Becker. She misses a three, but it's rebounded easily by Pardun, so another chance here for O'Neill. This is now Pardun again on the wing.
And I have O'Neill with 6 offensive rebounds in this first half.
They've really done a nice job, especially on their own glass. Now Pardun with another three, just rattles out. That's rebounded by Krause as she looks to push here for West Holt. Burkle giving her a little bit of a guard, and she's tripped up inside, so foul there on O'Neill. That will be their 4th team-wise. I'm not sure who they got on that for sure. I couldn't tell.
And O'Neill just,
Burkle.
It was Burkle, and O'Neill just 1 of 7 behind the arc compared to 2 of 3 for West Holt.
And still with a 4-point lead, so good sign there for the Eagles. This is now Wetzel. She drives, tough left-handed runner, gets it to go, and the foul. Carly Wetzel gets her first 2 for a while here, Gary, and she's going to go to the line for 1 more.
Does a nice job of not forcing it, lets the game come to her, and she just has a really nice touch. I said this earlier, a very soft shot.
Yes.
A 6-foot sophomore.
This free throw is up and good. That's her first make. She's now 1 of 3 for the line. So that's 7 early on here for Wetzel as she pulls the Huskies within 1. Eichelberger finds a wide open Burkle underneath the basket. She was in a nice position. There's another and one, so 2 in a row. That's Peyton Burkle for the Eagles.
And O'Neill 9 of 15 on 2-point attempts, so that torrid pace continues.
Yeah, that's a great start for O'Neill, and they found themselves in a lot of good positions underneath, as Burkle just did there, and she's going to go to the line for 1 more. She missed her first 2, so she'll look to get this one to go.
Randolph out, and Caitlin Butterfield back in for the Huskies.
Burkle at the line.
You just get the feeling this is going to be a tough one for either team to get too far away from the other one.
She gets it up and in, so that gives the Eagles a kind of have some issues here at the scoreboard. So
26-22, I believe.
That's what I was thinking, but they had something wrong up there.
They did. It was 26-24 a moment ago up there.
Okay, West Holt now with it. They swing it. This is Butterfield. Gets it back up top to Krause. She holds it. Finds Wetzel at the volleyball line. She dribbles a little bit closer. Now back to Butterfield. She swings it to Krause. She drives, runner in the lane, no good. Rebound fought for, gonna get a foul, I think, on Krause, and that's gonna send the Eagles to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
That is Becker's 3rd defensive rebound tonight. She has 4 for the game. That's an area where O'Neill has had the advantage in. O'Neill, a team that plays a variety of defenses, but they've stayed exclusively with that 3-2 so far tonight.
So this is going to put Allison Becker at the line for a 1-and-1, and if she makes this, we're going to get a whole new host of Eagles as she does. So that free throw is good for Becker. She is now 2 of 3 from the line on the night as everyone comes out except for the free throw shooter.
And Becker just above 51% on the season, just above 50% at 51% from the stripe on the season.
So she'll shoot the bonus free throw here. This one up, high archer, almost gets the roll, does not. Now the ball's loose. We're going to have a jump ball here. Ball's going to be back to the Eagles.
Good hustle by Bilstein, Butterfield, and Gutschall. As Gutschall there for the Eagles, able to force the tie-up, and O'Neill will inbound to the right of their own goal, leading by 5 with 3:33 left first half.
So Coach Eichelberger goes with a whole new 5 again, just like in the first quarter for the Eagles. Now this is Gabby Scott. She looks for Morrow. She finds her underneath, back out to Scott. Emily Morrow, that is. Swings it back now to Claire Morrow. She swings it to Aurora Getchell. On the wing. Back up top to Emily Morrow. She's going to try a three off the front of the rim. Her sister Claire with the rebound. Also no good. So a couple of tries there, and no luck for the Eagles as West Holt pushes. Bilstein with it, and she traveled with it. So a turnover there on West Holt.
O'Neill had the turnovers early, but now it's West Holt with 8 miscues compared to 5 for O'Neill.
Yeah, that's really switched here, Gary, throughout this game as O'Neill started off turning the ball over, but now they've played pretty good basketball since that point in time. This is now Claire Morrow to Creasel, underneath to Emily Morrow, over to Gutschel. She's fouled, up and in for another in. I don't know how many and ones that in, Gary, but it seems like quite a few here for the Eagles.
And that was a great touch pass by Emily Morrow and a nice catch by Gutschel. And Gutschel has played well off of Brock Eichelberger's bench, as has Emily Morrow in this contest. We talked about O'Neill being a team that would play 10 and sometimes 11 players in their regular rotation.
We've seen them play at least 10 every game. As this free throw's no good. Now she gets her own rebound as Gutschel. She gets that to go, so another 2. That's 6 for Gutschel as O'Neill opens up their biggest lead at 9, 31-22. Now another turnover from West Holt. Gutschel with it, she looks to push, ball tipped. Out of bounds, O'Neill will keep it, so a lot of momentum here for the Eagles as they'll inbound from underneath their own basket.
4 turnovers for the Huskies in this second quarter, and O'Neill, as you mentioned, has been staked to now a 9-point lead.
Scott off the inbound. She pump fakes, drives. This is blocked there by Krause as she gets her own rebound off the block. She'll push it up here now. This is Butterfield. Back to Krause as she sets up. O'Neill settled into that 3-2 defense still. Bilstein looks for another 3 off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded though by Butterfield. West Holt will keep it and reset. This is now underneath to Osborne. Osborne finds Wetzel. She shoots an off-balance shot, no good. Rebounded by Claire Morrow as the Eagles will push. Gabby Scott now for the Eagles. She's slowed up by Butterfield as she'll set it up with Claire Morrow. She's got an open look for 3. This one's good. Claire Morrow, her 4th point of the night and her first 3.
And O'Neill's second 3-point goal. Now 2 of 9 behind the arc are the Eagles.
A 12-point lead for O'Neill as we go under 2 minutes here before halftime. Krause to Wetzel, to Osborne. She drives. Nice move by her. She's fouled. Shot does not go, but a good job by Janae Osborne there to drive and draw the foul and hopefully swing a little momentum to the favor of West Holt.
Yes, it really was a nice play by Osborne, trying to stop the bleeding as O'Neill's really been on a run, leading now by 12. On the other end, Morrow, not unlike other players we see, she's better from 3-point land off the dribble, and she took that dribble and it just seems like she gets her in rhythm, and that shot that she hit just a moment ago looked good all the way. Osborne, speaking of looking good, just hit her first free throw.
She made that one. She's now 3 of 3 on the night. Looks to stay perfect here. This one's short, no good. Rebound tipped around. Somehow Osborne gets her own rebound to Shaw. Back to Krause, who will look at a 3. No good. Good position underneath there by Emily Morrow, and she gets the rebound. And she'll now get it to Scott. Scott will push for the Eagles, who have an 11-point lead. Scott picks it up, and she turns it over to Wetzel there for West Holt. Wetzel now to Krause. Under a minute and a half left. Tough pass there. Bilstein's able to corral it, gets it to Wetzel underneath. She's double teamed. She hits a nice shot from the short corner there, so another 2 for Carly Wetzel.
Excellent patience shown by the 6'1 sophomore Wetzel. West Holt now looking for a stop as they've cut this back to 9.
2-3 here for the Huskies. This is Julia Bauer now into the game. Her pass is tipped and then an over and back, so turnover there for the Eagles with just over a minute left, so West Holt maybe look to get this back to single digits, or I'm sorry, they're in single digits, but cut it even more.
And O'Neill had taken such good care of the basketball in the second quarter until the last couple possessions. Back-to-back turnovers. But the second 5, for the most part, did a good job for the Eagles while they were in there. They stretched the lead to 12 at one point.
That's exactly what you hope for with your second group. So now West Holt down 9. This is Krause. She finds Shaw. Shaw drives. She pulls up. The shot's long. Tough rebound in there by Osborne. She goes back up with it. She gets it to roll in. So Janae Osborne with another 2 as West Holt cuts it to 7. We have 45 seconds left. 34-28 O'Neill. This is now Eichelberger. She'll look to slow it up, maybe play for the last shot and take the lead if you're O'Neill into the halftime. Eichelberger with it between the circles, not being guarded closely. West Holt sitting back in their 2-3. Tapar on the wing. Back to Eichelberger. She seems content to hold it. Swings it back to Pardun. To Eichelberger, definitely playing for the final shot here are the Eagles. Miles now with it. She drives back to Eichelberger as she looks to the bench to see the play call from her dad, Coach Brock Eichelberger. She's now with it at the top of the key. Under 5, she pulls a 3. This one goes. Couldn't ask for a better jump than that as she hits a 3 to extend the Eagle lead to 37-27 as we go into the halftime break here. We'll be back after these messages.
Welcome back to O'Neill High School, where at halftime your Pinnacle Bank score, the O'Neill girls 37 and the West Holt Lady Huskies 27 in what's been an entertaining first half of basketball. Welcome to the Wakefield State Farm Insurance halftime report. Here's how the team numbers look. First for the O'Neill girls, I had the Eagles 11 of 19 on 2-point field goals and 3 of 10 behind the arc, and all 3 of those, or excuse me, 2 of those 3 3-pointers for the Eagles came in the second quarter. One of them a buzzer beater by Samantha Eichelberger. O'Neill turned it over just 7 times, and I have the Eagles with 17 total rebounds. That's a big number as well, and will help explain why the Eagles have a 10-point lead here at the break. Now for West Holt, they shot the ball well on 2-point goals, and in fact really shot the ball well from the floor all the way around. The trouble for the Huskies was they got 5 less shots than the Eagles. West Holt 7 of 15 on 2-point goals and 2 of 5 behind the arc. West Holt with 9 turnovers compared to O'Neill's 7. But one of the biggest problems for the Huskies right now might be that they're losing the rebounding battle. I had O'Neill with 17, 9 defensive rebounds, 8 offensive. For the Huskies, I have West Holt with 5 defensive rebounds and 4 offensive boards. So West Holt getting out-rebounded right now almost 2-1. And Joel, you have some of the individual scoring numbers.
I do. A very balanced scoring approach here from O'Neill, as we said they would need if they wanted to hang in with this one. They have gotten 9 points from Michaela Pardun. They have gotten 7 points from Peyton Burkle, 6 from Aurora Getchell, 4 from Claire Morrow, 4 from Allison Becker, 3 from Sam Eichelberger, 2 from Kaylee Miles, and 2 from Emily Morrow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Eagles into the scoring column. So a very balanced approach there for them. As for the West Holt Huskies, they're led by 9 from the sophomore Carly Wetzel, 9 from Megan Bilstein with a couple threes. They got 7 from Janae Osborne and 2 from Bailey Krause. So just 4 scorers there for West Holt, adding up to their 27.
Thanks, Joel. Your score at the halftime break, it is O'Neill leading the West Holt girls by a score of 37-27. Don't forget later on tonight, after they have the Parents' Night ceremonies here in O'Neill, between the girls and boys games, we will have boys action also on 1350 AM and on Eagle Eye Broadcasting, as the O'Neill boys 14-1 on the season play host to the West Holt Huskies, and the West Holt boys into this contest tonight with a record of 9 wins and 6 losses. That was a really good meeting between the Eagles and Huskies over at Stanton that we saw back on the 29th of December, won by O'Neill, and we will talk more about that one a little later on tonight. Teammates being honored here tonight in O'Neill as well, and we see some grade school basketball going on down on the court as the varsity teams are in the locker room getting some instructions from their coaching staffs. We're at halftime as we will continue on the Wakefield State Farm Insurance halftime report after these messages. Your score at the break, it is O'Neill 37, West Holt 27. Back after the Welcome back to O'Neill High School, where we are at halftime. Your score at the break, O'Neill's girls 37 and West Holt 27. After tonight, both of these squads turn their attention to conference tournament play for the West Holt Huskies in the Niobrara Valley Conference Tournament, and they will play host to Santee on Saturday. For the O'Neill Lady Eagles, Eagles will, for the second time in a week, see the Wayne Lady Blue Devils. O'Neill will play in Norfolk on Monday night against Wayne as Mid-State Conference action gets underway. The play-in games for the Mid-State are actually on Saturday. So actually both the NVC and the Mid-State Conference tournament start 2 days from now. And that's always a fun time of year.
Oh, yeah. Both of those are great conferences too, Gary, with a lot of fun in those tournaments every time.
And a bit of a change for the Niobrara Valley Conference Tournament. The finals, the consolations and finals, will be played a week from Saturday in Niobrara.
Right, yeah. It's a great venue for it, though. A nice gym, and it's a good spot to have it.
And over the years, I know back in the late 80s or early 90s, the NVC started playing their conference consolations and finals here in O'Neill.
Yep.
Then it moved to West Holt for a number of years, and this year making the move, as we talked about, to Niobrara. We'll have boys action to follow this one. Right now, though, the girls come back on the court to get their last-minute instructions. Also, don't forget, over on 102.9 FM, Sports Director Tanner Barth is in Creighton as the Bulldogs are playing host to the O'Neill Eagles in a wrestling duel, and we understood that Creighton had the 24-0 lead early in that one against Tanner Barth, bringing you that one over on 102.9 FM. Here, as we head to second half action, it's the O'Neill Lady Eagles 37 and the West Holt Huskies 27, a half that saw O'Neill trail most of the way, and I don't have the numbers for sure, but I think this is O'Neill's perhaps their greatest offensive production in a first half all season.
37, Gary's a heck of an output there for them. They were pretty hot shooting, so they'll definitely look to continue that here and expand on their 10-point lead, but I think we're about ready for action.
And for West Holt a year ago, it was Bailey Krause who really got hot in the second half. The Huskies and Coach Mike Pardun would like to see a similar performance tonight.
West Holt now will inbound as we kick things off here in the second half, and quickly a turnover for the Huskies as Miles comes out of there with it for the Lady Eagles.
10th turnover on West Holt. Huskies go man-to-man.
Bit of a change there for the Huskies. They played a little man, but also a lot of 2-3. Pardun with it. She drives to Burkle. She throws a long swing pass to Eichelberger. This one's in and out, no good. Rebounded by Wetzel. Wetzel finds Krause with it. As she brings it up the court, she's guarded by Burkle. O'Neill settles back into that 3-2 with Burkle up top. Krause to Wetzel, still quite a ways out front here. She dribbles. She finds Krause in the corner. Long swing pass to Shaw. Shaw now to Bilstein. Bilstein back up top to Shaw as she has a tough swing pass to Krause. She's able to corral it. Circus shot underneath. Gets it to go. I have no idea how that went in, but what a heck of a shot there by Bailey Krause. So just on cue, Gary, she gets 2.
Yes, outstanding there by Krause, and West Holt really had a nice possession moving the basketball. One of their better trips moving the ball of this ball game.
So a good start to the half there for the Lady Huskies. Pardun now with it for the Eagles. She drives and she is fouled, I think on the floor, maybe. Yep, underneath. So that foul went on Bilstein for the Huskies. That was her third foul. So Megan Bilstein now with 3 early on here.
And we'll probably see someone off the West Holt bench pretty soon.
Inbounded, tough pass there. Eichelberger able to corral it. She finds Miles with a long 16-footer from the corner. She gets it to go. So Kaylee Miles with her second bucket of the night extends that lead back out to 10 for the Eagles. Krause with it. She drives. Tough free throw runner. No good. Rebounded. Fought for. Still no one with it. And the ball's out of bounds to O'Neill. Although I think it was off O'Neill, and yeah, they're going to get that correct.
I have to agree. Yeah, that was good work there. And sometimes as an official, you get blocked off, and Andrew Carlson was in a bad spot there, probably too close. Sometimes that happens in officiating, and his partner Brian Soule comes in and says, no, that was off of O'Neill. That's the way it looked from my vantage point.
That was certainly the right call, Gary. West Holt with it is Krause.
Krause understandably had a little bit of a look of disbelief when she saw the original call.
Wetzel with the tough runner, no good. This ball is out of bounds, and this time it will go to the Eagles.
But even her misses look good.
Yeah,
she's right up there on the rim, and I would not have been surprised to see that one roll in.
You're exactly right. Just everything she does seems pretty smooth and gets a lot of them to go. Eichelberger will bring it up here for the Lady Eagles. She finds Miles on the wing. Man-to-man still for the Huskies. Miles looking. She now drives. Swings it out to Eichelberger on the wing. Back up top to Miles. She's guarded by Krause. Now to Eichelberger, guarded by Sierra Shaw. Eichelberger still holding. She finds Miles at the top of the key. A lot of patience here from the Eagles as they look for a good shot. Pardun now with it on the wing. She finds Becker now at the top. Motion offense for O'Neill. And now a 3 from Miles. She gets it to go, so great offense there for the Eagles, resulting in a 3.
It almost looked like an afterthought there for Miles. She was looking past, and all of a sudden fired it up.
I agree. Now quickly underneath is West Holt Osborne. She misses a shot. This is rebounded by Pardun, and she comes quickly out of there for the Lady Eagles. Eichelberger now with it as she looks to set up the offense. Getting a call here from Coach Eichelberger on the bench. She pump fakes, now drives. That ball is knocked away from her. It's going to stay here. Shaw was able to get a hand on it. So O'Neill will unbound underneath. They're now leading by 13 with 5:02 left here in the third quarter.
And here's a case of the game within the game. Becker, I think, could really help O'Neill by just being really, really active offensively and make Wetzel guard her out away from the basket.
Now here's Burkle with a tough drive, tough runner, isn't able to get it to go. Quickly Kraus out of there with it for West Holt. She drives the length of the floor. Ball kind of knocked away from her. Her shot's up and no good, and now we're going to have a jump ball that will go to O'Neill. So nice drive there by Kraus. She got the ball hit away from her and was unable to make the shot, and then a jump ball. So Eagle ball here.
But also worth mentioning that Wetzel is a miler in track, so she does have very good stamina, used to running the long distances.
Eagles now with it. This is Miles. She holds it out top. She gets it out of Burkle. Swings it to Eichelberger. Eichelberger finds Becker in the short corner. Back up top, free throw line jumper for Burkle. This one's good. Another good case of ball movement there by the Eagles.
And Burkle, known more for her game in the paint, stepped outside. Eagles are glad to see her at that 15-footer.
Now West Holt quickly with it. And a foul's going to be called on O'Neill. That was Leighton Malati into the game for West Holt. That's the first time I believe we've seen her out there, and she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws.
West Holt a chance to draw a little closer with no time expiring.
Malati, a lefty. Nice looking touch there as she's able to get this first free throw to go. It's now 44-30 in favor of the Eagles with 4:16 left here in the third quarter.
And just a moment ago, O'Neill was up by 15, their biggest lead tonight.
Malati's not able to get that one, and Becker has the rebound. She gets it to Eichelberger as she gets across the timeline and looks to set up the offense up top between the circles.
West Holt in a 1-3-1 zone.
A little bit of a change there. Eichelberger drives. She gets it to Burkle, forces a shot up, gets her own rebound off the miss, but she did step on the line, so a turnover Eagles, and West Holt will get the ball back here.
That's always a tough defense to adjust to because it forces you to do things that hit shots that you normally or don't usually, or usually not forced to hit as often, I guess I should say.
That's right, and when you kind of get it thrown at you in the middle of a game, it's kind of a tough adjustment. So it worked there for the Huskies as they're able to get the turnover. And now they're with it in the front court. That's a 3 from Sierra Shaw, no good. Rebounded by Burkle. She gets to Eichelberger, who will push. Nice job by Kraus just to stop her, but then that was Janae Osborne running into Eichelberger, so she's going to get the foul called on her. Just the second team foul on the Huskies, as we're going to see O'Neill go with their 5 in, 5 out here, as they'll get a whole new cast of girls on the court.
So that means Morrow, Claire Morrow, Emily Morrow, Julia Bauer, Aurora Gutschall, and Gabby Scott.
So this is now Claire Morrow to inbound. She finds Gabby Scott. She's guarded by Kraus. Kraus is able to tip it. Nice defense there by her as she's able to get the steal. She picked up her dribble though, but she's able to get it across to Shaw. Back to Kraus. Eagles still in the 3-2. She finds Wetzel in the corner. Underneath, this is Malati. Left-handed turnaround, good. So Leighton Malati into the game, and she has a quick 3 points here for the Huskies.
Good soft touch with a baby hook. Yeah. Eagles by 12 on 1350 AM and Eagle Eye Broadcasting.
So a little instant offense there for the Husky sophomore. Eagles now with it. Bauer wide open for a 3. She gets it to go, so Julia Bauer just in off the bench gets her first points of the night as she hits a 3, so back to a 15-point lead. A lot of contributors here for the Eagles.
And Eagles heating up behind the arc now, 5 of 12.
Now Wetzel will try a 3. This is long rebound there to Claire Morrow. She pushes to Gutschall. Nice pass there to Scott. She dribbles out and is unable to hit the shot. Rebound 5-4. Kraus now with it for the Huskies. She's going to push. Kraus in the lane. Runner no good. Rebounded. Her own shot somehow. She shoots a 10-footer no good. Rebounded by Malati. Going to have a foul then, I think, underneath on the Eagles. That was quite a sequence of events there, but in the end, it will be West Holt ball underneath.
Good work there by the Huskies on the offensive glass. Now Bree Hostert in, and Malati gets a well-deserved break. She provided some offense off the bench.
Yes, she did, Gary. And now we're also going to see Peyton Randolph, another sophomore, in as she replaces Shaw. So Wetzel to inbound underneath. She finds, I believe that was Hostert right off the bench, and she hits the 12-footer. So another quick contribution there off the Husky bench.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Coming off cold and hitting shots like Malati, and then we saw Bree Hostert there.
That was just her first 2. So now this is Bauer. Up top to Claire Morrow. To her sister Emily underneath. Shot blocked. Now out of bounds to West Holt. So good defense there by West Holt.
And an important 2 minutes upcoming. O'Neill by 13. The Huskies a chance, though, to cut it to 10 with a long ball. And they put a run on at the end of the first half before Eichelberger hit the 3.
That they did. And if you can get it to single digits, you just feel a little bit better going into that final quarter. Kraus underneath. Pass up top to Wetzel. She drives. going to have a jump ball there, but good defense there by Gabby Scott, but West Holt will retain it as Emma Creasel now checks in for Emily Morrow for O'Neill.
Part of that 11-person rotation that O'Neill plays.
Yep, a lot of depth there for the Eagles. Kraus will inbound. Corner to Hostert, up top to Randolph. Randolph right back to Kraus. Tough pass underneath, tipped around by Creasel. Now back underneath. This is Osborne as she gets fouled in an and one. So Janae Osborne, she's had a nice night as she gets another 2.
I felt that Kraus was being too unselfish there. She had a pretty good looking shot in the lane, but she knew what she was doing. Dumped it over the top to Osborne, who was point blank, and a chance for the N1.
So Janae Osborne back to the free throw line. She's hit 3. That's her 4th make, so 4 or 5 from the line is Janae Osborne. A great night for her from the free throw line.
And that foul on Creasel, her 2nd.
So now a 10-point game as we just discussed. Scott with it. She's guarded closely by Kraus, but she's able to get it to Claire Morrow. Morrow, she drug her foot, so they're going to get a travel, and Coach Eichelberger says, I'm going to get my starting 5 back in there. So another line change here for the Eagles as they'll get Burkle, Eichelberger, Pardun, Becker, and Miles back into the game.
I have O'Neill with 9 turnovers and West Holt with 10. So really, after the first quarter and a half or so, both teams have settled down and taken pretty good care of the basketball.
Yeah, it's really been pretty well played, Gary, on both sides. So now West Holt with the chance to cut it under 10 as we got a minute and a half left here in the third quarter. This is Kraus. She swings it to Osborne underneath the Wetzel. A little too tall for her, and Burkle's able to come out of there with the steal. So another turnover there on West Holt. Burkle brings it up and then finds Miles up top. Miles now with it. She swings it over here to Pardun. She's guarded by Kraus. Pardun in the corner to Becker. Thought about a 3. Finds Eichelberger at the top of the key. She will take a 3. Just rims out. Rebounded there by Randolph. And then almost stolen. Ball's kicked around and out of bounds. Going to go to O'Neill. So that ball rolled nearly the whole length of the court on its own, and eventually out of bounds underneath the baseline, and O'Neill will get it, but they'll have to come the length of the court. There's 51.7 left, and they've got a 10-point lead.
Right. Samantha Eichelberger is going to walk it up. O'Neill against the zone. Maybe a chance to be able to hold it for one shot.
I think they would like to, Gary, if they can, and take this 10-point lead here into the fourth quarter. Eichelberger has it. She dribbles around, swings it to Pardun. She's holding it. She gets it in the corner to Miles. Miles back to Pardun. A lot of patience here from the Eagles underneath the Burkle. Back outside. Pardun thought about a 3. We now have 21 seconds left as Samantha Eichelberger has it for the Eagles. She swings it to Pardun. 15 seconds now left. In the corner to Miles. She drives. Back to Pardun. 10 seconds now. Pardun with it. She's double teamed. She finds Miles. Short corner shot. No good. Rebounded by Randolph. 2, 1. Kraus gets one off at the buzzer. No good. So that'll do it in the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's the O'Neill Eagles 47, West Holt Huskies 37. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
Welcome back to O'Neill High School, where after 3 quarters of play, your Pinnacle Bank score, O'Neill's girls 47 and West Holt 37. Glad to have you aboard on 1350 AM The Rock, and also on the internet, video, Eagle Eye Broadcasting. I'm Gary Hoster with Joel Steinhauser as we got an inadvertent buzzer.
I think they...
Or actually, they buzzed that on purpose. I beg your pardon. The possession arrow was wrong, so O'Neill will get the ball to start this fourth quarter, and here's Joel Steinhauser.
Well, that was an interesting start to our fourth quarter here, as that third quarter was 10-10, both teams, so no change in the 10-point O'Neill lead they had at halftime. O'Neill will get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Eichelberger with it up top. She swings it to Miles.
West Holt in the 1-3-1 zone.
They are. Now Miles takes a three off the front of the rim, but long rebound when you're in the zone is tough to box out. She gets her own rebound, resets it up. She finds Burkle at the high post. She drives left-handed. That's good. I think they're going to want to get Peyton Burkle at that high post if you're O'Neill, and she finishes with 2 there.
O'Neill 14 of 28, 50% on 2-point attempts tonight, and back to a 12-point lead for the Eagles.
So West Holt now with it here early in the fourth. Randolph still in there for the Huskies. She dribbles. She's in the corner to Krause. Long 2, rattles around and in, so Bailey Krause with the 2 for the Huskies as they cut it back to 10.
Krause starting the fourth quarter the way she started the third with a basket for West Holt. Have internet viewers, I know out in Colorado, the Deans, also internet viewers in Beamer.
All right.
Probably some of Brock Eichelberger's relatives.
Great. Miles with it. She finds Burkle. Thought about the shot. Was able to stay down. She gets it back up top here. This is Eichelberger. Swings it to Miles. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebounded by Bilstein. So the Huskies now with a chance to cut this lead to single digits as Krause brings it up. She finds Randolph in the corner. Back up top to Krause. Quickly underneath the Wetzel. She's fouled and gets it to go. Tough shot there by Carly Wetzel, and she's able to get the and one. So cuts that lead to 8. The shot to get it to 7.
I talked about O'Neill being 50% from the field on 2-point attempts. West Holt is as well. With that Wetzel field goal, the Huskies now 13 of 26 on 2-point shots.
Both teams shooting well as Wetzel hits her free throw. So after missing her first 2, she's made her last 2 free throw attempts.
And O'Neill's lead has dwindled to 7.
That's right. So West Holt doing a nice job coming back in this one. Now for O'Neill, this is Miles. Nice pass underneath, but a little too high. She had the right idea, but over the reach of Burkle. So another turnover, and if you're West Holt, you got a little momentum. You'd like to cut into this lead even more.
Right, with the 3-point goal, 6:18 is an eternity.
That's right. Oh, absolutely. Plenty of time left if you're the Huskies. Krause drives, scoop shot. Almost gets that one to go. No good, but then rebounded by Osborne, who's fouled by Miles, I believe. That about went in too, Gary. I mean, those are some acrobatic shots from Bailey Krause, and she nearly gets another one.
Good combination of inside-outside players. She has very good strength. Good all-around athlete.
That was the 3rd foul on Kaylee Miles for O'Neill. Now Krause with it underneath. Shots partially blocked. Somehow gets her own rebound. Easy underneath. She gets 2, so 5-point lead now. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Eichelberger.
5:57 left here, fourth quarter. Pinnacle Bank score. O'Neill 49, the West Holt Lady Huskies 44. Quick timeout. We'll take a quick break too. Back after these messages. West Holt has narrowed a 15-point O'Neill lead down to 5, 49-44. Eagles have the basketball, and here's Joel Steinhauser.
Eichelberger with it for O'Neill. Would love to get a basket here and just get something going in their favor as they've seen their 10-point lead now dwindle to 5. 3-pointer on the way for Pardun's no good. Wetzel with the rebound for West Holt. So Huskies looking to make this one even closer. Quickly up the floor to Randolph. She drives on Pardun. Spin move. Tough left-handed shot, no good. Osborne's there, fouled. Doesn't get this one to go, but she's going to go to the line. She's already shot 5 free throws tonight, made 4 of them, so you got to like this if you're the Huskies.
Strong player inside, listed at 5'9", and that's her 3rd offensive rebound.
Yeah, she's done a nice job being in the right spot underneath there, so she'll look to connect on a couple more free throws, will the junior Janae Osborne. This shot is up, no good there for Osborne.
At one time, O'Neill led this game 44-29. It's now 49-44 Eagles.
Osborne, her 2nd attempt. This one is good. So now a 4-point lead for the Eagles. Eichelberger with it. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left, 49-45 O'Neill. She gets it ahead to Miles. Miles with it. 1-3-1 look still here for the Huskies. In the corner, this is Pardun. She dribbles it back out top, gets it back to Eichelberger. She swings it, Pardun, now free throw line Burkle. She looks to drive, kicks it to Miles. Now she drives, nothing there, swings it back out to Eichelberger. She'll slice through the middle of the defense, runner, bank shot, no good. Rebounded by Osborne, and I think they're gonna get Eichelberger underneath there with a foul. So that'll
send West Holt to the free throw line.
Yeah, good point. So the bonus already here, so it's gonna be a 1-and-1 for the West Holt Huskies. I believe Osborne will be heading back to the line.
And Osborne's starting to be a big factor on the glass for West Holt. She now has 5 total rebounds and a chance to make it a 2-point game if she can hit both free throws.
Janae Osborne, this one is good. So now a 1-possession game with O'Neill leading 49-46. As Gary mentioned, this one goes in and they've cut it to 2. 4:58 left in what's been a pretty entertaining game. Osborne's shot. This one's also good. So 2 more free throws for Janae Osborne.
West Holt has outscored O'Neill 18-5 here at about the last 6 minutes of this game.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a run for them. So O'Neill would like to stop the bleeding here if they can. Eichelberger, this pass is tipped. Burkle's able to retain it. She drives, she's fouled there. They're going to get Wetzel with a block.
And that was just the 3rd team foul on West Holt of the second half. They've done a nice job of avoiding fouls, so the Eagles will have to inbound to the right of their own goal.
Going to get the line change in here for O'Neill, so we're going to have, let's see, both Morrows, Emma Kriesel, Gutschel, and Gabby Scott in for the Eagles. Claire Morrow to inbound. She looks. Nobody there. She goes over the top to her sister, Emily. She's within the post. Back out to Claire Morrow. She'll try a 3. Big shot there by the sophomore Claire Morrow as she hits a 3 for the Eagles.
Gives O'Neill a little breathing room. That's her 2nd three-pointer tonight.
And then quickly a turnover for West Holt. So big momentum shift there for the Eagles as they get 5 new people in and are able to hit a 3 and get a turnover. So Claire Morrow with it now, and she'll bring it up for the Eagles. Morrow to Scott. Scott not closely guarded. She'll take a 3, rims out, rebounded, jump ball. So good effort there by Emma Kriesel, but that ball is going to be a jump ball, go back to the Huskies.
In a game that has seen both teams shoot the ball well from the field, O'Neill's girls 6 of 18 on 3-point goals. You'd take that 33%.
Yeah, 6 threes has been huge for them. Kraus brings it up for the Huskies. She finds Wetzel, thought about a 3. She gets it underneath to Osborne, who's been so good underneath there. She's bumped, and she's going to get called for a travel. So another turnover, back-to-back turnovers. That hurts West Holt just when they kind of had some stuff going their way.
O'Neill, good job to double team, to double down there in the post.
That's right. That was pretty good D there. Morrow, Claire Morrow, that is, will bring it up to Scott. Inside to Emily Morrow. Now free throw line jumper by Kriesel's partially blocked. Janae Osborne with another rebound comes out of there with it. They push it quickly. A tough pass there. Kraus saw Wetzel, and she just was unable to come down with it. So another turnover, losing some chances here if you're West Holt, and the ball's going to go back to O'Neill.
Just what it looked like West Holt was going to surge ahead. The Huskies hurt by a couple of back-to-back turnovers. They now have 15 for the game.
Claire Morrow with it to Scott as they look to attack this zone defense. Scott finds Getchell in the corner. She finds Emily Morrow at the high post. Back to Scott, thought about a 3. She drug her foot there, so a turnover on the Eagles. This is a 5-point game, 52-47. We've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left as West Holt will get the ball here by virtue of a turnover.
And I have that as O'Neill's 11th turnover.
Starting to add up a little bit here for both sides. Kraus with it. O'Neill stuck with that 3-2 pretty much the entire game. Bilstein with it now. Short corner. That's Kraus. She loses a handle. We're going to get a jump ball, so essentially a turnover as the jump ball will go back to O'Neill, and they've got it up 5 with 3:14 left.
Claire Morrow able to get down on the floor and force that held ball.
Scott. Kraus with a little pressure, but they're able to break it. This is Claire Morrow. She pulls up from 16, just rims out. And McCreasel with a tough rebound, and yet another jump ball, so that's 3 in about a minute, as this one now is going to go back to the Huskies.
And I would guess that O'Neill's Brock Eichelberger, probably about another 30 seconds or so, would call his starters back off the
I
bench.
think you're probably right. He's trying to bide his time here to get a few more minutes. Wetzel drives baseline. This shot's over the top, no good. Rebounded by Scott as she pushes, but I think she makes a wise choice there in pulling up and looks to set up the offense here. Now she drives. She finds Gutschel. She's got a corner three off the front of the rim, no good. It's rebounded by Morrow, kicked around, and now Claire Morrow with it. She sees a three, just in and out, and we're going to have another jump ball. And I think Emma Creasel's been involved on every one of those, Gary. But yet another tie-up, and O'Neill will get this one underneath their own basket. 2.5 minutes left. Coach Eichelberger wants a timeout. We'll take one, too, and we'll be back after this.
Bank score, O'Neill 52, the West Holt Lady Huskies 47. .234 left here in regulation. O'Neill 52, West Holt Lady Huskies 47. Glad to have you aboard on 1350 AM The Rock and also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. And good to hear from someone out there north of Atkinson watching on Eagle Eye Broadcasting and listening to our KBRX audio. We hope you're not still snowed in, as to the areas. We had a lot of snow here in O'Neill, somewhere between 15 to 17 inches, and I heard reports of up around 20 or maybe even 21 or 22 off to our north. Nice and warm here inside.
That's right.
And a good basketball game.
Exactly, Gary, as O'Neill will inbound underneath here with 2.5 minutes to go. Morrow gets it into Scott. She dribbles it back up top.
West Holt did a nice job identifying that inbounds play. Eagles trying to set up Morrow for a three-pointer. West Holt all over it, and they're back to a man-to-man, or the Huskies.
That's right. So now this is Gutschel guarded closely, and she throws it away, now tips back. McCrouse is able to corral it. She throws a tough pass to Osborne, who somehow is able to come out of there with it, and then she's going to be fouled. So guess who? Janae Osborne is going to go to the line for a 1-and-1 again.
And I missed it by 15 seconds. I thought the Eagles would come back with their starting lineup at 2:30. There's 2:13 left, and here they come.
Pretty close. Now this will be Janae Osborne's 5th free throw attempt of this 4th quarter, Gary, so she's getting pretty comfortable at the line as she goes there for another 1-and-1.
I like her aggressiveness on both ends of the court.
Osborne looks at the free throw. Up. This one is good. So that is now 4 of 5 for her in this 4th quarter as she cuts the lead to 4 with 2:13 left.
And if she can make this a one-possession game, it sounds strange, but it's almost as easy to be down 2 or 3 as to be up 2 or 3 with a couple minutes left. Now that was a big miss there as she missed that one. It will remain a 2-possession ball game, and then a foul on Bilstein. And West Holt may be a blessing in disguise, because if they remain behind and they have to foul to stop the clock, they want to have it closer to that 1-and-1 situation. There's time out of the court again. 2:12 left here in regulation. Pinnacle Bank score 52-48 in favor of O'Neill. Back after these messages. High School, where with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in regulation, the O'Neill girls clinging to a 52-48 lead over West Holt. Mike Pardun has his troops still huddled up off to our right, and the O'Neill Eagles break huddle. This will be O'Neill's ball to start this possession.
Going to see some pressure here for West Holt as they look to turn up the intensity a little bit, maybe hoping to force a turnover, as they're now only down 4 with just over 2 minutes left. Inbounded. This is Pardun. She's guarded by Bilstein. Just a man-to-man press here. She's able to get it across the timeline. Now a pick for her. Switch defense. Now Eichelberger with it. She's guarded by Bilstein. She drives. Decides to come back out up top. Looks to set up something here for the Eagles. She swings it in the corner. sorry, on top for the wing. This is Miles. Miles, and then she's going to be fouled by Kraus. So the 15 foul on West Holt. We've got 1:48 left.
And again, not a terrible thing for West Holt, because if the O'Neill lead holds, West Holt's going to need to stop the clock and hope that the Eagles miss some free throws.
That's right. You can be kind of aggressive here and hope for a steal. Eichelberger with it.
That was the 15 foul on West Holt.
She dribbles into a little traffic, and Spartley pulls it back out. No hurry here for O'Neill. This is Miles. Handoff, Eichelberger. Guarded by Kraus. She brings it back to the top of the key, still dribbling. Now she's guarded by Randolph. She swings it to Pardun. She's guarded by Bilstein. Dribbles back to the top. Gets it to Burkle. Burkle. She now drives into the corner. Becker thought about a three. Smartly did not, and now West Holt will foul Bilstein. That's going to be her fourth as she fouls Pardun, and we're going to have another timeout.
They're saying 5 now on Bilstein.
Oh, I'm sorry. We must have missed one, so that's 5, but...
And there is another timeout, as Joel mentioned, a short one. Let's go ahead and keep it right here this time with 1:15 left in regulation. It's O'Neill 52 and West Holt 48. Again, glad to have you aboard on 1350 AM The Rock and also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting for this exciting girls contest. And we talked about it from the outset. You just had the feeling it was going to be close. O'Neill did get up by 15 at one time. I think West Holt had a 7-point lead at one time.
Yeah.
But these games between these two, I've watched them a lot over the years. They just have a way of usually being pretty close, hard-fought battles. That's what we have here tonight.
That's exactly right, Gary. And the nice thing has been it's been a pretty well-played game. Both ways. Pretty good shooting performance by both teams. And it's been nice to see that and a really good flow to this game throughout.
Yes, the West Holt Lady Huskies 14 of 31 on 2-point attempts. O'Neill 14 of 31. So even contest. West Holt has the advantage at the free throw line and O'Neill on the 3-point shooting.
Eichelberger with it. She drives. Finds Burkle. She's unable to handle it. So big turnover there as Burkle just not able quite to get a hold of the ball there. And West Holt now with it. We got 1:08 left and they're down 4. Kraus.
13th O'Neill turnover.
Kraus with it. She finds Wetzel. She's got an open three. Partially blocked, I think, and this is going to go out of bounds. Off of West Holt. That's Bree Hosher back in. So she got a good look. I think that maybe an O'Neill player got a hand on it.
And if West Holt fails to win this game, they will look back maybe at the 3-point shooting. Just 2 of 9 behind the arc are the Huskies.
Now a tough inbound pass against pressure. This is Pardun. She's guarded by Hostert. She's going to be fouled, so that's going to send Michaela Pardun to the free throw line for O'Neill for a 1-and-1. Pardun on the night. She is 2 of 2 from the line, so she'll hope to get another one in here as she will shoot 1.
And a 68% free throw shooter on the season.
Pardun shot. This is good. So she'll get the bonus as she's now 3 of 3 on the line. This is Michaela Pardun. That was her first points here of the second half as she's now into double figures with 10. Pardun looks at her second attempt. This one's up. And rolls around and in, so 2 big free throws there by Michaela Pardun to extend this lead to 6. Kraus with it quickly. Across for the Huskies. She finds Randolph, she drives, finds Kraus for a 3, hits it. So big shot there and a timeout by West Holt coach Mike Pardun off to 3.
Great dish there by Randolph. She was able to penetrate and then kicked it back to Kraus, who did a nice job of setting her feet for that 3-point shot.
Right.
What a battle. 44.5 seconds left. O'Neill leading the West Holt girls 54-51. Time out on the court. We'll be back after these messages.
Back to O'Neill as O'Neill will inbound underneath. This is Eichelberger and she's going to be fouled quickly there by Bailey Kraus. So Samantha Eichelberger, as O'Neill clings to their 3-point lead, will go to the line for the Eagles for a 1-and-1.
Good to hear from Ron Jensen, listening on 1350 AM The Rock, informing us that the O'Neill Eagle boys won a close one in dual wrestling, 41-39 over the Creighton Bulldogs.
Eichelberger's free throw hits the back iron, nearly rolls in and out. Rebounded by Wetzel, so just a 3-point lead for O'Neill. West Holt quickly forward. Kraus inside to Wetzel. Turnaround jumper, no good. Nearly rebounded by Osborne, but Pardun comes out of there with it for the Lady Eagles, and she's going to be fouled by Osborne, is Michaela Pardun. So we got 26.7 seconds left as Michaela Pardun. She just hit 2 for the Eagles on a 1-and-1, and she'll have another chance to do that here.
And a good job there by West Holt to recognize they did not necessarily need a three-pointer with that much time left, and they did get a good look. Unfortunately for the Huskies, just didn't go.
So Pardun with the first free throw, rims out, rebounded by Wetzel. So still a 3-point lead as we've got 25 seconds. The pass was too tall for Kraus. She's unable to corral it, so what a big turnover there for West Holt. There was no coverage there, just an errant pass, and then Coach Eichelberger will take a timeout for the Eagles.
22.4 seconds left in regulation. Pinnacle Bank scored the O'Neill girls 54 and West Holt 51. Back after this timeout. Welcome back to O'Neill High School's Erie, where with 22.4 seconds left, still got a ways to go here and have not decided this one. It's 54-51 O'Neill. Eagles will have the basketball, but O'Neill has missed their last couple of 1-and-1 attempts. I guess the good news for the Eagles is if West Holt has to foul, again, it would be the 10th foul, and O'Neill would get 2 shots at the free throw line. West Holt will no doubt come with some pressure as Mike Pardun's group breaks huddle.
All right, so we're going to have Eichelberger here inbounding it just on the West Holt side of half court. She gets it into Pardun, and she's quickly fouled there by Bree Hostert.
And a good move by Coach Brock Eichelberger. Pardun is the team's leading free throw shooter percentage-wise on the season, 68% coming into this game.
She's 4 of 5 on the night. Only missed that last 1-and-1, but she's going to get 2 attempts here. Will Michaela Pardun. This one's up and good. So now a 2-possession game. We've got 20.9 seconds left, so if you're O'Neill, you're pretty happy to stretch that lead. And if you're West Holt, still no time to panic. You can still get a quick 2 if you need it.
Yes, you might think about getting it to Kraus and just have her running to the glass if you're West Holt.
Pardun's second attempt. She sets up, and 2 big free throws there by Michaela Pardun as she extends the lead to 5. Kraus with it, quickly across the timeline. She's guarded by Burkle. She finds Wetzel. She tries a deep 3, no good. Rebounded by Eichelberger. She's out of there quickly, finds an open Becker. It was probably the right idea, but just off her fingertips, that kind of would have sealed it. But that's out of bounds, so West Holt will get a chance here, down 5 with only 8 seconds left. Kraus quickly with it. Not being guarded too closely. She goes to the rack, tries to draw some contact, does not. She is able to get it 2 up and in, and Coach Pardun will take another timeout. So they cut it to 3, 56-53 with just 1 second left here.
We'll go ahead and keep it right here. 1.7 seconds left, and O'Neill looking to inbound, and you would think that O'Neill would, if they don't have something underneath to avoid a 5-second call, would just try to throw deep. The risk you run there, though, is if it's picked off, West Holt would be in position to shoot maybe like a half-court shot or something of that sort. The advantage you have here is being up by 3. You can throw it in right underneath the basket, and if it would get stolen, if you're O'Neill, West Holt would have to kick it back out to the perimeter for a 3-point shot.
That's right, and no timeouts left either for West Holt, so they're going to have a 3 here as they're not going to be able to stop the clock. So if you're O'Neill, focus on getting the ball in bounds, get a touch, and get that clock going.
Yes, and a good point you make. O'Neill does have 1 timeout remaining. It's 56-53 Eagles with 1.7 seconds left in what's been a well-played contest, an exciting one, and we hope you enjoyed it on 1350 AM and also on Eagle Eye Broadcasting. And don't forget, we have boys action to follow. It probably will not come up until about 5 or 10 minutes after 8 because it is Parents' Night. And, of course, the threat of overtime looming here. Just 1.7 seconds left, but if West Holt gets a steal and a quick 3, we could head to an extra period.
You just never know. So underneath, not being guarded for O'Neill is Kaylee Miles. She'll look to throw it in. She throws an errant pass. It's knocked out of bounds off Pardun's hands, so.
West Holt really could not have hoped for much of a better scenario.
Cow. What a deal there. So now West Holt will have it as Coach Eichelberger will call his final timeout.
15 turnovers on O'Neill. We'll take timeout 2. 1.3 seconds left. 56-53 O'Neill back after this quick break. Welcome back to O'Neill High School, and this is an exciting contest. 1.3 seconds left, and West Holt, down by 3, will inbound on the stage side just across the half-court line. They need a 3 to send it to overtime.
I got to ask you, Gary, do you think about fouling here if you're O'Neill, if you can get it quick?
O'Neill may think about that perhaps because...
You don't want to foul on a 3, obviously, but
right,
you can get it quick.
The other thing you worry about there is if there's a missed free throw, still a chance to get a putback.
Kraus, she gets a 3 off. It's going to be short, and the Eagles will escape. So what a game here tonight from the area. Your final score, O'Neill girls 56, West Holt 53.
And we'll be back to wrap it up after these messages.
Years, O'Neill High School appreciates the support that you'll give your sons and daughters during their high school careers while they're involved in activities here. This group of seniors have excelled academically as well as in the activity area. They are members of the O'Neill High School National Honor Society and been selected as members of the NCAA Academic All-State as well. All 11 basketball seniors honored here tonight are participating in these two-sport teams here for the past 4 seasons. All 6 senior boys competed in our NCAA championship event in the fall, and 5 of them will play our state football championship. All of our senior athletes have helped keep our athletic programs competing at a high level, and each of them is just one game, one game. The girls basketball team will enter the Always Tough Mid-States Conference basketball tournament on Monday as into the 5 season. They face Wayne. They finished 3rd in the state valley tournament late December. Showing steady improvement while battling through a difficult schedule. They've had a number of close games, and the record stands at 9 wins and 6 losses on the season. They will enter sub-district play in February at Atkinson. The boys' team record stands at 14 wins and 1 loss. They too will enter the conference tournament as the #1 seed, play the winner of the play-in game. They are currently ranked 4th in the overall World Herald and 6th in the NSAA Power Points. The boys finished as champs of the State Valley Tournament and will be tested in the next weeks for a very competitive Mid-States Conference tournament. They will face either ranked Columbus Scotus in the Harvard Roots Classic on Saturday, February 11th, 12:30, which is a rematch from last year's 3rd and 4th place game. Both the boys and girls teams have played a schedule filled with state-rated teams, and we wish these athletes continued success for the remainder of the season. O'Neill High School is proud to have such a fine group of young people competing in our programs. Again, thank you to the parents and your sons and daughters for making a positive contribution to O'Neill High School. As your names are called, please come forward as a booster club with a small token of appreciation for your dedication and support over the years. At this time, we'll introduce our seniors and their parents, along with some comments from coaches. We'll start with our cheerleaders, Allison Ludwig, daughter of Cheryl and John Ludwig. Allison is enjoying her first year of cheerleading and has had a busy career at OHS. She's getting ready for her 3rd year of our all-school musical this spring. She's also finishing up this season as a wrestling manager. Lauren Osborne, daughter of Tara and Bob Osborne. Lauren is also involved in a lot of activities here at OHS. She's a 3-year letter winner in cheerleading and is also responsible for many of the pictures seen in our yearbook and some of the pictures in the halls of OHS. To the dance team, Taylor Stroke, daughter of Mullane and Boyd Stroke. Unfortunately, Taylor was not able to be here tonight. She's a 3-year letter winner in cheerleading and is also a very active participant in our FFA chapter over the past 4 years. To the girls basketball team, Allison Becker, daughter of Paula and Mark Becker. Allison is a great sport athlete, basketball starter, team captain, has been part of the Eagle basketball program for the past 4 years. Allison has really worked hard on enhancing her skills over the past 4 years and has played a big part of our success over the past 2 years. Katie Miles, daughter of Beth and Terry Miles. Katie is also a member of our dance team. Kaylee's a 3-sport athlete, basketball starter, team captain. She's also been part of the Eagle basketball program for the past 2 seasons. She has turned into a good leader for our program, and you can always count on her to give 100% on everything she's asked to do. Michaela Pardon, daughter of Heather and Mike Pardon. Michaela is a 2-sport athlete, basketball starter, and team captain. Has been part of the Eagle basketball program for the past 3 seasons. Michaela is a true competitor, a fierce leader, and never backs down from a challenge. Andrea Bennett's daughter of Rita and Ron Bennett. Andrea is a 2-sport athlete at OHS, team captain, and has been part of the Eagle basketball program for the past 4 seasons. Andrea is a true team player and will do whatever it takes to help out her teammates on or off the court. Emily Morrow, daughter of Katie and Kevin Morrow. Emily is a 3-sport athlete, team captain, has been part of the Eagle basketball program for the past 4 seasons. Emily is a very strong leader for us and always plays hard, doing a lot of the dirty work that many players would not want to do. And our basketball manager is Cindy Zaum, daughter of Denise Zaum. Cindy's been part of our Eagle program for the past 4 years, either as a player or manager. Cindy has played a big part of our success with a positive attitude, always a smile on her face, tremendous Eagle pride. We're very fortunate and grateful to have Cindy as part of our basketball family. To the boys basketball team, Corbin Dean, Simon Becky and Chad Dean. Corbin has worked his way into the starting lineup by being able to perform at a high level on both ends of the floor. He brings positive energy to practices and games and seems to have a knack for blocking shots on defense and being able to score with either hand on offense. His ability to get up and down the floor helped him to average 8 points and 4 rebounds this season. Bryce Eisner, son of Robin and Troy. Bryce has worked his way through some injuries and has continued to improve his game every year with all-out hustle. He's a great team player and always done what is best for the team. He has a great attitude and is willing to do whatever it takes to help his team win. He has provided a spark on the bench with his ability to get to the rim, knock down threes, and play aggressive defense. Then Fritz, son of Ann and Michelle Fritz. Devin is a three-year participant who is a great role model for our younger players. He's kind, hardworking, and consistently brings a great attitude to practice. He's the ultimate team guy who knows his role on the team, is willing to do whatever gives his team the best chance to win. He's become a fan favorite in games and makes his most of every minute he's on the floor. Tyler Reagan, son of Julie and Bob Reagan. Tyler joined our team last year and made an instant impact. His inside presence is felt on both ends of the floor and causes lots of defensive issues for the opponent with his ability to score from 15 feet and in. He's a team captain who averages 15 points, 7 rebounds per game. He's a 2-year starter and a 2-year Leonard winner. McCoy Strong, some name last over Kevin Strong. McCoy's made big strides every season. He's given the Eagles a boost in some big games this season. He's another one of the team members who has dedicated countless hours over the past 4 seasons and gives our team energy coming off the bench. He has the ability to score, and his size causes many opponents issues. Jake Young, son of Heather and Bob Young. Jake is a 3-year starter, 2-year captain, and 4-year letter winner at O'Neill High School. Jake is one of the hardest workers on our teams at O'Neill. He's a basketball school record holder for free throw percentages. Jake averages 8 points and 3 assists per game, and he's our leader on and off the floor. Senior boys manager Josh Peterson, son of Paula and Bill Peterson. Josh's players were able to appear in the night skating with him and Coach Sepkola. Josh is a valuable member of our basketball family. He has been consistent each year with high-quality video from all of our games. He's dedicated time and effort to our program and we tough to replace. He's a big part of our team and our success. Final comments, we as coaches are extremely proud of what these young ladies and men, for what they've accomplished on and off the court. These seniors have stuck through the tough years and paid the price to be successful. These young people have shown what true character and unselfishness really mean to a team and will be missed next year. We as coaches want to thank them for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to our program over the past 4 years. They will be greatly missed, and we wish them the best of the luck in the future to come.